What's up, guys? Ben here, bringing you another video today. Normally we do scrap time on Wednesday. We're actually gonna record that on Thursday this week. So I figure I'd get out my predictions video of the match this weekend out early. We got 2 more weeks of the Major 2 qualifiers. We're kind of on the cusp of a bunch of teams locking in 100% their spot in winners bracket. We got a couple of teams that need to win out or win 3 or 4 down the stretch here to try and make winners bracket. So let's dive in. Got some good matches this weekend. Let's take a look. All right, let's get into it. We've got the instant rematch of your minor 2 finals, LA Thieves versus Vancouver Surge. If I click on the fan predictions here, 91-10 on Thieves. And I don't know if I really agree with that split on that. Vancouver really took Thieves the distance, and I won't be surprised if Vancouver can sneak one out. Honestly, if they just didn't really scam Game 7, we could have had an absolute classic, but instead Thieves kind of won the mental battle there. I'm going to take Thieves. I'm going to take Thieves 3-2. I think Vancouver split the hard points with them. I think Thieves take the control. Vancouver take that first S&D, and then we see what happens. Game 5, and I think Thieves clutch up, but I'm going to take a Game 5 classic on the rerun, but I won't be surprised if either team takes this one in 4, to be honest. It was a very close minor final. All right, well, this one won't be close. Vegas Toronto Ultra. I'm going to use one of my double points here, and this is a 3-0 Toronto. I don't want to spend too much time on this one. Until I see Vegas actually do anything, I'm not going to waste any oxygen on them. They're not that good, and Toronto should make quick work of a team that is not as good as them. And our final match, and this is a real fun one, LAG versus C9. So LAG are 0-3 and have to basically run the table on both matches this week, which is theoretically doable, and also next week as well, to try and make winners bracket 100%. 3-4 might be tricky for them. We'll see kind of how the tiebreakers work out. And Cloud9 is just 1 win away from really locking in their spot in winners bracket, but they have 2 tricky-ish matches this week. I think they should go 1-1 though, all things considered. I mean, I don't think Cloud9 played that bad last weekend. They just got a tough draw against Thieves, but I just think they're a little bit more disciplined and should be able to close that LAG in 4, especially if their teamwork was as good as it was at the beginning of that series and the series they had played the day prior. But we saw in that Thieves series, if they kind of get loose, they don't really have that belief and confidence that can get bowled over. I don't think LAG are the kind of team that's going to really do that. They have been pretty serviceable in control and hardpoint at times, but their S&D is an issue. And I see C9 really taking maps 1 and 2, maybe dropping 3, but also taking 4 for both hardpoints as well. We move on over to Saturday. Minnesota versus Atlanta face. I'm very curious to see the predictions on this one. 95-5. I don't know. Again, another series where Minnesota are very capable of providing an upset here. The last time these 2 teams played, which was in January, it went to a Game 5. I believe Minnesota took an S&D and a control in that one. FaZe should be in a good spot to make winners bracket. They should go a minimum 1-1 this week. I'm going to take them 3-1 over Minnesota, but I won't be surprised if there's a Game 5 that FaZe has to clutch. Just because Minnesota are capable. The only thing with Minnesota in a matchup like this is they can really get exposed on their map pool side. FaZe, I just don't think are going to play them on Vault. And Minnesota are going to have to beat them on Hossie and some other maps, and we'll see if they're able to do that. Now, this is another fun one. I think we've got some good matches, to be honest, on Saturday. Carolina Cloud9. I'm very curious the prediction on this. Carolina 73, New York 26. Okay, so it's like 75-25 basically. These teams played, I believe, in January, and I think Carolina won a Game 5 in that one. I think Cloud9 is a bit more improved, and my worry for Carolina in this series is some of the map pool overlap between both these teams I think might really play into Cloud9's hand. So I'm going to take a Cloud9 3-1 victory. A little bit of an upset in this one. I got Cloud9 going 2-0 this week, and Carolina dropping this one, unfortunately, in their only match of the week. That's not to say that I think Carolina is not good, but I can see C9 going 2-0 this week. The way they were playing going that Thieves series, I feel like they keep at it. They're going to start to sneak into people's top 4 conversations, I think, here very shortly. Next up, we got Boston versus LA Thieves, and I just don't see, with the way that Boston's playing right now, a chance in this Thieves series. Maybe they can steal a map, but to be honest, I think Thieves is kind of cruised in this one. I just don't really see an attack path for Boston. I assume the predictions are pretty lopsided, yeah. I know that Boston beat them, a while back before Madrid, I believe, in that last week, but I just don't think it's the same Boston team. And there's a bit of a slaying diff in this one that I think will get exposed. Now we get to the match, the biggest match, I think, potentially of the weekend as far as the direction here of a specific team, which is OpTic Texas, because they're 0-3 going in this matchup. Miami are 1-2 and haven't looked that great either. And both teams in real danger of not making winners bracket. Miami have actually beaten OpTic already this season, as you see in a game 5. And I believe that was at the Major 1 event. So I just can't pick OpTic right now. They just can't win a map against anyone not named Vegas. So I'm going to pick in 3-1. I'm going to give OpTic like one map in this one. Let's say like a red card S&D or something like that. But I can't pick OpTic until I see them get one in the bag. And this is a huge match for them. They have to win out, essentially. And I just can't. I can't pick them in this one, guys. It's just until I see them get one in, it is what it is. I'll pick the upset. I think it's an upset in this one. I don't know. I don't know how the books have it, but Miami 3-1. Miami will go to 2-2, and OpTic will be in real trouble and probably starting in losers bracket if they lose this. Next up, LAG Vegas to kick things off on Sunday. Again, can't really see Vegas winning this one. Maybe this is the one where Vegas forced a game 5, but they're incapable of closing like any respawn map ever other than, say, the average control map hardpoints. They just screw up second and third rotations too bad to really close up those maps. And I don't think LAG are that good. I don't know if LAG are making changes, but yeah, I got LAG in this one. It's just, I can't give Vegas an upset win until I see them get one on the board, to be honest. Vancouver Surge versus Miami Heretics. Well, Vancouver are potentially 4-0 going in this match. They might be 3-1 if they lose to Thieves. So this is really kind of a clincher for them to make winners bracket, most likely. I think they're going 1-1 this week. And I have them taking Miami out 3-1, potentially a 3-0. I got a couple of concerns about this matchup for Miami. One is their S&D hasn't been incredible to split. And I think the way to take out Vancouver, as you saw with Thieves, is you got to respect this Vancouver team is going to continue to be hot and respawn. You got to win the searches. In Miami, I just can't trust to close out like S&Ds ever. I think Miami might be able to battle with them on the given control map because Vancouver definitely showed a little bit of toss in that game mode. It's hard for me to pick Miami to win any hardpoint against Vancouver. So I think Vancouver just take 3 of the 4 here and close this out in 4. It may go 5 as well, but I think I would still pick Vancouver in that situation. OpTic versus Toronto. We saw this matchup last weekend, and it did not go well for OpTic, let's just say that. I just can't sit here and pick it to go in the other direction again for OpTic. I could see them taking a map, and I'll give it to them, but it's just the respawns in that series. I think the vault control was close, but OpTic squared up with Toronto on Skyline Hardpoint on vault control. Like, theoretically, right? Surely OpTic's not going to pick their best maps in this one. And they probably will, and they'll probably lose again. I just have no faith in these guys again until I see one go in for them. And then finally, last match on Sunday, Atlanta FaZe versus Boston Breach. And just like the Thieves series, to me, this is just a skill respawn diff. I just don't see a path forward here for Boston. Maybe they steal the control for FaZe, but, you know, we've already seen this matchup a couple of times this season, and Boston hasn't won a map in those. So I just think the misery is going to keep going here. I'll give Boston one, just to be honest, because I can't pick another 3-0 against FaZe, but the other two were not close series last time they played during the Major 1 split, and yeah, I don't see this one being close again. All right, so to recap, we got Thieves in a Game 5 banger rerun from Vancouver last Sunday. Toronto smacked Vegas in 20 minutes. And then a Cloud9 LAG one that could be interesting, but I got Cloud9 because they've been better as of late than LAG. FaZe over Minnesota 3-1. That one could be a fun one. Cloud9 over Carolina, picking an upset there. Thieves over Boston, skill diff, AR diff, and Miami over OpTic. Just can't pick OpTic until I see them win a series that's not named against a team called Vegas. Falcons, LAG, speaking of Vegas, Falcons, LAG 3-1 over Vegas. Could be one for the Wild, first game of the weekend. Our first game of the day, just kind of funkiness, not really good quality COD type series. Vancouver 3-1 over Miami, probably a 3-0, but I'm giving Miami one. Toronto 3-1 over OpTic, could also be a 3-0. These teams played last weekend, but I'm giving OpTic one. And then FaZe 3-1 over Boston. FaZe 3-0 Boston the last 2 times they played them out, giving Boston one. A lot of like 3-1s on Sunday. It wasn't by intention, but I'm just trying to respect that some teams will start to chip away a little things in the map pool, but a couple of those could definitely be 3-0s. So yeah, I think if my predictions go the way, we're going to have some confirmed winners bracket teams. Probably most of them already will be locked in. FaZe, Thieves, Vancouver will be locked in. Cloud9 will be locked in. So you'll have a couple of spots left for the bottom side of winners bracket in spots 5 through 8 that we'll fight for and see teams fight for next weekend. But let me know what you guys think of the predictions. Like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more. And as always, guys, we'll see you on the next one.